What is good, YouTube? It's your boy BENJI back balling, man. If you are new, please don't hesitate to follow Hoops HQ on multiple social media platforms. We're gonna go ahead and get straight to it, man. Kyrie Irving has made noise again with some of his cryptic social media posts, and of course, somebody decided to challenge him and bring that to an interview, and his interview has gone viral.
Clip so we could be famous again. Next question.
Kyrie, basketball related.
We'll move on to that.
So Kyrie Irving posted this movie to his Instagram story. So this is what has sparked the whole conversation, and Kyrie Irving is going to speak.
Oh, so I didn't know he posted this movie to his story. I know he posted a link to the movie on Twitter. It's a documentary. A lot of people argue, it's supposed to be like one of those third eye documentaries where we explain the conspiracy theories behind why things aren't necessarily as we thought. And we're supposed to be bringing a little bit more of the truth behind the slave trade and etc. African American history. A lot of people believe that this documentary is not rooted in truth, and it's based off a book that is absolutely flagrant to specific cultures and groups of people. Kyrie Irving posted this.
In the rest of the video about basically this and why he posted it and all of that. And I know you just saw a glimpse of why Kyrie Irving walked out of the post-game interview, but stick around to the end of the video to see why. That's what he is. But he says, "I'm disappointed that Kyrie
the owner
to support a film
was
based
not
on
feeling it.
full of anti-Semitic disinformation. I want to sit down and make sure he understands this is hurtful to all of us, and as a man of faith, it is wrong to promote hate based on race, ethnicity, or religion." And then he said, "This is bigger than basketball."
Bigger than
so
basketball.
Here is basically Kyrie.
So my question is, at a certain point, when do we draw the line between shut up and dribble and allow these guys to have a voice? Because here's one thing I always think that is an important thing to note. And I know that like guys like Andrew Tate talked about this or whatever, but you are always at one point stuck into the matrix. And by stuck in the matrix, I mean you're always bound by the people or the statutes put in place of the environment that you're in. And that place being, if you're in America, you're still bound at a certain point. You can make all this money. These guys make hundreds of millions of dollars, right? And at a certain point, to a lot of people, when you make X amount of money, you're free from the status quo. You're free from the powers that be. You're free from this or that or this or that. But there's actually some misinformation behind that. These guys make multiple millions of dollars. But your voice is so powerful, and every move that you make is watched and is paid attention to and is magnified. So if you aren't on your P's and Q's, it will absolutely you could lose it all. So you're not above reproach.
Kyrie Irving's full post-game interview from today's loss versus the Indiana Pacers, where he purely just talks about posting that movie to his Instagram story. So take a look at what makes Kyrie Irving leave his post-game interview.
And it's a title given to Christ, Philippians 2:11. And my name translates in the Hebrew language as Yahweh. So I went on the Amazon Prime. I was like, you know what, let me see if there are any documentaries on Yahweh. So went in the search bar, typed in Yahweh. That came up. Went out and shared it on my platform. That was my night. In terms of the backlash, or what people call it, we're in 2022. History is not supposed to be hidden from anybody. And I'm not a divisive person when it comes to religion. I embrace all walks of life. You see it on all my platforms. I talk to all races, all cultures, all religions, and my response would be, it's not about educating yourself on what Semitism is and what anti-Semitism is. It's really about learning the root words of where these come from and understanding that this is an African heritage that is also belonging to the people. Africa is in it, whether we want to dismiss it or not. So the claims of anti-Semitism and who are the original chosen people of God, and we go into these religious conversations and it's a big no-no. I don't live my way like that. I don't live my life that way. Excuse me, I grew up in a melting pot, and I say a melting pot of all races: white, black, red, yellow, Jewish, Christian, Muslim, and you can see the way
Preacher.
I'm not here to be divisive, so they could push their agenda. I don't want to say they, because I'm not identifying any one group or race of people, but I'm in a unique position to have a level of influence on my community. And what I post does not mean that I support everything that's being said or everything that's being done, or I'm campaigning for anything. All I do is post things for my people in my community and those that it's actually going to impact. Anybody else that has criticism, and obviously wasn't meant for them.
Here's again where I think Kyrie has a solid point to make, but he's at the same time skipping over the point that he's making. For example, somebody speaks on the influence that he has, but then he also wants you to not dehumanize him, which I absolutely believe that no one should be dehumanized, regardless of how much. We're all people, right? At the end of the day. But like I said, at a certain point, you gotta understand that because of the mass influence you have, and the people that send you checks want to be represented in a certain light, and they want to be inclusive, and they don't want to have drama or anything like that. So you doing an act or promoting a thought process or necessarily putting out information that does create or cause some division at a large scale is going to be something that's going to be cause some uproar because you have millions of followers. I mean, simply put, I mean, look at this, man. This drink is angled in an area that we can read what it is. Quick product placement because of the influence and that you have. So it's almost synonymous to say that, hey, look, you posted this. Did somebody pay him to do that? Is he supporting this? Because like I said, you bringing out that drink. Obviously, if you didn't support that drink, you could have just knocked it down. Those guys, that come out there with Gatorade, they take the Gatorades off the table or whatever the case may be because they don't necessarily support that or doesn't align with their paychecks or doesn't align with their sponsorships. So that's what people are going to think when you have such a large following and you do share some of this information. Whether you, like I said, you didn't caption it or you didn't tell people to do this or do that, without the caption and without people being led in a certain direction, all they're going to do is cause confusion and cause discourse. And I understand that topics should be discussed. And look, right now we're having communication about it, but at the end of the day, it causes without proper information or a lot of times people being led to a light, there's going to be division that's caused because a lot of people are just going to contemplate and converse coming from a lot of different talking points and areas.
Hopefully I'm understanding what you said, and I want to make sure I get it right because I don't want to misquote any part of it.
I don't expect understanding from a media conglomerate group that should.
Guys be trying to attack the media, man.
Religion as if it's correlative at times when it's convenient.
But I understand what he's coming from though, because it's not like. I mean, what he said, I don't think there was pretty much anything to, be lost there. He's saying, hey, look, I'm not here to create any division. I'm here to do a little bit of digging on things that essentially we aren't taught about, and share some of that information sometimes. I think it was pretty much just of what he said. I don't think there was really anything that causes understanding. I think Kyrie understands that the guy's going to say, make sure I understand correct, and he's going to put a title on what Kyrie said and put a clip on what Kyrie says and paraphrase information that can be taken a certain way.
For people to bring it up. So please just be direct with your question so we can move on from this and I can talk about the game and go home to my son Elohim and my wife Marlene, okay?
Am I to take it that this was what you shared was not something that you've even watched?
I want to know what it's like when Kyrie goes home to his family. Like what I want to know what kind of the discussions they have.
You did
probably pretty good.
Watch it or either watch it.
That's true. He did have a lot of time. He did have a lot of time.
Do you, I guess, understand or not understand those that might imply that work had anti-Semitic leanings in it? I only ask this because the tweet is still up there, so
we're in 2022. It's on Amazon, a public platform. Whether you want to go watch it or not is up to you. There's things being posted every day. I am no different than the next human being, so don't treat me any different. You guys come in here and make up this powerful influence I have over top of the adultery of, you cannot post that. Why not?
See, this is where he kind of contradicts himself. Kyrie just said that you do have influence. You do have great influence in your particular community and at a larger scale because, like I said, because you are so gifted to play basketball at such a high level in front of millions of people, you're bringing people together from all walks of life in all areas of the world to you. So you have influence not over just your community, but now you have influence over many walks of life in the world. And specifically why I say you didn't capture information, you putting it on your platform, it creates people who don't necessarily have a little bit of knowledge or information behind what you're saying to speculate. Or people that don't want to go get information from any other source will just simply see what you say or just see what the comments say and take it as that and attribute that to you, which I don't believe is correct. It's something that people should do because I think you should always do a little research for your own and create your own ideas. But unfortunately, that's not the position that you're in, Kyrie.
Why
and
not?
It sucks.
Everybody posts everything else. You saw the word nigger going up on Twitter, right? I don't hear uproar on that.
People with no avatar posting kind of crazy stuff like that, it's wild.
I'm not here to be divisive
And we can't compare that to you, Kyrie. You have 4 million followers.
on what's going on.
I don't think anybody that had
comparing
like
Jews to
4 million
blacks. I'm not
followers was
comparing
saying
white to black. I'm not doing that. That conversation is dismissive, and it constantly revolves around the rhetoric of who are the chosen people of God. And I'm not here to argue over a person or a culture or religion on what they believe. Nah, this is what is here. It's on a public platform. Did I do anything illegal? Okay.
Woo, got him.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Did I do anything illegal? Did I hurt anybody? Did I harm anybody? Am I going out and saying that I hate?
Bro, this guy, man. Bro.
So, out of all the judgment that people
The
got,
best show in basketball this year is going to be the Brooklyn Nets, and it may not be just because of what goes on the court.
from me posting, I just, without talking to me, and then I respect what Joe said, but there has a lot to do with the not ego or pride of how proud I am to be an African heritage, but also to be living as a free black man here in America, knowing the historical complexities for me to get here. So I'm not going to stand down on anything that I believe in. I'm only going to get stronger because I'm not alone. I have a whole army around me.
This is why it's always funny, too, that when you speak to the media and you say things like this, I kind of gather what he's saying, right? But the way that Kyrie speaks, I can see why. Like if your mind is far left and you're listening not to understand, but you're just listening for a clip, this can be the things that he says can be taken so far left field. Like listen to him talking to you like, I'm not gonna stand down. I have an army behind me. Like to a lot of people might take them some other place.
Kyrie, while we're on the topic of promotion,
I think anyone was on topic of promotion. Am I crazy?
why did you decide to promote something that Alex Jones said?
That was a few weeks ago. I do not stand with Alex Jones' position, narrative, court case that he had with Sandy Hook, or any of the kids that felt like they had to relive trauma, or parents that had to relive trauma.
Yeah, that dude's in trouble,
or
man.
to be dismissive to all the lives that were lost during that tragic event. My post was a post from Alex Jones that he did in the early 90s or late 90s about secret societies in America of occults, and it's true. So I wasn't identifying with anything of being a campaignist for Alex Jones or anything. I was just there to post. And it's funny, and it's actually hilarious because out of all the things I posted that day, that was the one post that everyone chose to see. It just goes back to the way our world is and works. I'm not here to complain
For sure.
about it. I just exist.
And to follow up on the promotion of the movie and the book,
Can you please stop calling it a promotion? What am I promoting?
put it out on your platform.
But I'm promoting it? Do you see me in
By
front of
putting it out there,
the
people
title?
are going to say that you are
Yeah, I put
promoting.
it out there just like you put things out there, right?
Yeah, but
Okay.
it's not
You put
stuff,
things out there for a living, right?
right? But my
Great.
stuff
Great.
is
So
not
let's move on.
filled
Let's
with
move on.
anti-Semitic
Let's
stuff.
move on.
Ooh.
Don't dehumanize me up here.
I'm not doing
I'm
that.
another
You're
human
free to
being.
post
I can
what.
post whatever I want. So
can post
say
what-
that and shut it down and move on to the next question.
But Kyrie, you have to understand that by
I don't have to
post-
understand anything from you.
But it's
Nothing.
not me.
Nothing.
By
It's no
posting
people that
what
you're
you
making
did,
up, bro. Move on.
But by posting
Move
what
on.
you
Next
did,
question. Next
anybody
question. Do
is
you guys
gonna
have any
look
more
at
questions
it,
for
and
me?
they're gonna say,
You guys have any more
Does he have
questions? Because this is going to be a
anti-Semitic
clip.
beliefs?
This is going to be a clip that he's going to marvel at.
I kind of want to see things from both angles because this reporter is particularly doing a job, but he is like digging to get a specific response from Kyrie Irving. When Kyrie Irving, or like he says on his Twitter, he did post a link to that movie, right? Okay, or to that documentary. But he did retract and add to the information saying that he doesn't believe that he's anti-Semitic, and he wants to embrace life from everywhere. Like I said, yet that link is still up, and we live in America, bro. Whatever point you're trying to make, if a group of people is offended by, maybe, let's just say you Kyrie Irving was sponsored by McDonald's, right? And he posted a McDonald's commercial. There's going to be people that just like it, and they say, oh, Kyrie Irving has a new meal from McDonald's, right? And there's going to be the people that say, Kyrie Irving, you're an athlete. It's not healthy to eat McDonald's, right? So you're like, at a certain point, I understand where Kyrie Irving is coming from, because you can be sitting there trying to make a point, but it's going to get lost in the sauce. Because if you're putting out information that somebody is offended by, in that specific group, that you feel like targets a specific group of people, one way or another, like whatever else the point you're trying to make is going to get lost in that. So I think that's crazy enough for him to say. But he did, let you know that he doesn't believe that he is anti-Semitic. And he did just answer the other guy's question. He says he wants to embrace all walks of life. So he did double down in the interview. And I think that was kind of it into Kyrie Irving. He feels like all he had to say. And he answered it strategically because he doesn't necessarily give you... He didn't give that guy what he wanted. Like I said, he wanted a clip that he could kind of tie specifics to Kyrie, whether it was good or bad. And Kyrie kind of answered the question already, but he wanted a specific answer from him, so he kind of continued to dig.
Any more questions?
But you're not answering the question.
It's another answering your question. Oh, my God. Let's make another Instagram clip so we could be famous again. Next question.
Kyrie, basketball related.
Speaking of the group, do you think anything...
Oh, he doubled back. He came back on KD. Okay.
That's gone on with Kyrie recently, with what he posted and backlash he's faced from it, has impacted the group at all?
Absolutely not. Only impacted you guys and everybody outside the locker room.
This guy is looking for a reason to kind of tether this specific... So obviously, regardless of whatever the movie is about, whatever the documentary is about, whatever the book is about, he is part of the group that is offended, right? Maybe not by the point that Kyrie was looking to make or anything like that, right? He is offended. So when hurt people are hurt, they hurt people, right? So he's part of the group of people that is offended, regardless of whatever Kyrie Irving's intent was. And so he's going to make sure that he gets a clip that he pushes his specific narrative onto somebody else. So whether if it's not Kyrie, he's going to get KD to say, Kyrie Irving, you're not right. Or whatever it is.
Kevin, what would you say the mood was in the locker room post-game?
What you think? We lost 4 games in a row? You want us to be excited about that?
No.
Yeah. So, yeah, of course we're pissed. We enjoy basketball. We like to win, though. So, of course, when we lose the game, it's not...
Then it always gets to the point where I say, well, like, the reporting is just so bad. Why did you ask somebody who was on a team that just lost all these games, how do you feel? Anyways, let's look at the comments. Even though I disagree with a lot of things about Kyrie, he's always gives the media a chance to ask. He does. Yeah. This is true that it says this is why Kawhi and no social media, but that is so crazy that's the length that you have to go to avoid this like trap of the world that is social media, man. Yeah, like I said, I don't think he had to add much to what he originally said. Like this comment says, when his original statement was understandable, it was very simple. The guy just kind of keep digging because it wasn't the quote that he wanted. And I do agree, like Kyrie, hey, he's gonna be one of those. Other than the world is flat thing, I think Kyrie will stand in any little thing that he posts, anything that he says, and he will double and triple and quadruple down it. Sheesh. Huh? Interesting. Yep, and yeah, they're trying so hard to talk about everything other than sports at this point, which is kind of crazy. The Nets just lost. The Nets have potentially 3 or so All Stars, and what we're talking about is Kyrie Irving sharing a tweet about a documentary instead of talking about the game of basketball. So there's a blurred line. After you just lost the game, then now they're talking about not only are you being questioned after a game you just lost, but you're being questioned about a post you made on social media after a game you just lost. Crazy. The media is in definitely a strange point. What do y'all think, man? Y'all leave in the comments below, man. This is definitely an ongoing story, and it was only a matter of time before the media started picking up on everything outside of basketball when it relates to Kyrie Irving. Should Kyrie have walked out? What do y'all think? Leave in the comments below. Stay tuned to the next video.